Due to mature subject matter, viewer discretion is advised.
First, I want you just say your name and say where you're from, and we'll just go from there.
All right. My name's Ronnie Made. I'm from Hamilton, Ohio, Butler County, Ledlow, the east side. I went to prison in the 9th grade. 10 days into my 9th grade year, got indicted on I got indicted on a felonious assault. And then 27 days later, he died. They hit me with premeditated murder and felonious assault.
In 9th grade?
In the 9th grade, I was charged with premeditated murder, felonious assault. Yeah, they bound me over as an adult. So I had just got released from a boot camp up in Portsmouth. I just did 18 months on some other charges.
What'd you go up there for?
B&E.
So you was already fucking around. What made that transition?
From probably the age of 12 up, like, they were always much older than me. Like, I was 12 kicking it with 19, 20-year-old dudes riding around in the car where I'm smoking weed, hitting licks. And I was home probably about maybe 19, 20 days. And it was around Christmas time, and my best friend, like, hands down best friend in the whole world at the time, like, he shows up. He's like, "What's up, man? You trying to smoke? You trying to drink?" Like, he's like, "My mom will buy it for us." I was like, "Well, I got a little bit of money. Like, shit, I'll buy her a case if she buys us a case."
Cause you're out.
Like, all right, I'm 16. My buddy's 15. So his mom buys us a case to buy her a case. So we're going in and out of the bar because they let us in there to shoot pool because there ain't too many people in there. They ain't serving us or nothing, but we're sneaking our drinks in. The lady at the bar, Karen, she owned the bar. So we're in there shooting pool and we're sneaking drinks and shit, and just a couple buddies and just a couple girls from school and shit, and one of the girls' mom. Well, dude walks in, mutual friend of ours, because I know the guy, but he's much older. He's 43 years old. I'm 16 at the time, but I worked in tobacco for him and I knew his son and shit like that. So I was pretty well acquainted with him. So he starts arguing with my friend and, like, starts getting real aggressive. Like, so Karen's like, she's like, "Hey, bub, you need to get your friend and get out of here, because if the law gets called, I could lose my license, I could lose my bar and get in trouble." I'm like, "All right." So I'm like, "Jerry, come on." So we leave. I live right behind the bar at the time, right across the alley. So we go and hang out for an hour or two, and smoke and listen to the Xbox, like music on Xbox shit. And my mom asked us if we were staying there or we were going to our friend's house because she wanted to lock the door. So we head out. Well, we hit the porch, and he starts walking straight across the alley. I'm like, "What are you doing, bro? Let's go." He's like, "Nah, man, I want to see if he's still there." I'm like, "Leave that shit alone, man." I said, "I just got out of fucking DYS, and you're trying to send me back already." I have a serious problem with personalizing other people's problems. If I see somebody I care about in distress, even though I think could, I don't give a fuck if they think they can handle themselves, if they can handle themselves. Because he has no scratch on his record whatsoever. Never been to JDC at this time. None of that. So he's like, "Man, I just want to see if he's there." I'm like, "And then what? Let's go. Let's go this way." And he's like, "Nah, I gotta go." So, like, I walk with him. He peeks his head in the bar, sees him. Well, evidently dude sees him too, because he starts coming out the bar. They get to arguing again, but there ain't nobody in the parking lot. Oh, let me rewind a little bit. Before we left my porch, he grabbed a club. It was a support beam to the ISO, like in a trailer, like that little awning that comes out. The support beam from the ceiling. So it's like cut off like better than a pop can, straight edge off.
Right.
And it's probably like yay long, So he grabs that, and I grab a rubber mallet. So we walk to the bar, and all that other stuff happens. Starts getting real aggressive. Well, I see dude, and I'm watching him, but he don't see me because I'm on the corner of the bar in the building, like in the cut. And he's slowly approaching with his words. Like, each word, he's like kind of stepping closer. And I know what he's about to try to do. He's trying to snatch my friend up, like, or catch him off guard. Sure enough, he does. Like, he gets close enough. He lunges at him. My friend freezes up. I was like, fuck it. I lunged and smacked him with a rubber mallet. Boom. He hit the ground. Well, that's what I remember. And I didn't even think I hit him that hard, but if you read a study on it, it says a rubber mallet is more lethal than a steel fucking E-swing because it absorbs all the impact. When I went to turn to run, he like grasped on my pants leg, but like all the realization in the world was sitting in. I was so like, I don't know, like raged or something because the realization was setting in so quick. Like, damn, man, that's the rest of my life, man. That sounded like a 22 going off. I know something broke, and then the blood was like a thick, gooey, yellowy, red, like, yeah, something serious was the wrong type of blood.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, man. So I guess I blacked out and hit him 31 more times. But like, I lost my cool because I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking like, damn, man, that's the rest of my life, man. Fuck. And I just let go. And I hit him 31 more times. Two-time registered sex offender. Been to prison twice for it. The whole matter was he was threatening to do some shit to my buddy's mom, and I didn't know all this at the time. That's why they were in their little altercation. But like,
so what was he doing during his time after
everything happened?
Yeah,
shit, he got the same charges. I went to prison in 2007.
Under old law.
Under the old new law. My first offer was 15 to life. And if people don't know what 15 to life is, because it's
in Ohio.
In Ohio, 15 to life is you do 15 years, you go in front of 5 people. They take a vote. If you get it, you go to Columbus in front of 3 people. They take a vote. It's called the old law. They never let old law inmates go because it's job security. I pled out to 13 years, 9 years voluntary manslaughter, 4 years felony assault. But with me, I'm like 15 to life, lie today again. 13 years, 29. I'll step out at 29, run it. I'll be home when I'm 29. That's what I did. I come home when I was 29.
That what'd your boy get?
13 years. I did 14 and a half months in the county fighting my case. I went 9.5 years without hearing my sister's voice. I went 7 years without seeing my dad's face. Went 4.5 years without a visit from my mom, but I still got phone calls from my mom. But like, imagine that 9.5 years without seeing her sister's handwriting, hearing her voice, seeing her face. But none of that. 9.5 years.
You feel like you deserved what you was getting?
What's the 13 years?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I took someone's brother. I took someone's son. I took someone's cousin. I took someone's uncle. I took a life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's justified. I show empathy and remorse for the family because in this world, you make an action. Yeah. There's a reaction. So you have to take what's coming with that. Starting out, I started out at Lebanon. You can Google it. It's one of the top, most dangerous, gang affiliated, like fucking violence prisons, level 3.
And you're what age?
18 years old when this happened. I'm in the jungle. So the third day in, I fought a dude. The third day in, I fought a dude that would have to duck to walk in this basement. Or, you know what I mean? Like, I just thought he was some fat dude in a chow hall smile, right? So we're in a chow hall, and he gets to talking reckless to me, and I'm like, man, fuck you. You got life fucked up. So he punched me in the eye. It swells it all the way shut. I was 18 years old. I was a little cut-up ass white dude, but hey.
How much you weigh?
$110. I was 5'2". I couldn't grow facial hair. Lebanon's just 3 ranges, right? So they let escort people out for showers. They got them shackled and shit. This dude steps out of his cell. He looks like he's got half basketballs as pecs and Mountain Dew cans as abs, right? But, it got me a lot of respect because he ended up, although he was like one of the top ranking blood and I had to fight his brother, then I had to fight his cousin. And then 10 years later, I run into the same motherfucker and I had to fight him again. 45 days in the hole because nobody told me, which it wouldn't have mattered. Disrespect is disrespect.
Right.
Like, in a chow hall, it's 45 days in a hole. In a block, it's 7 days. On the yard, it's 90. So I'm in a chow hall fighting this dude. I do 45 days in a hole, which they call that an LC, time-wise, right? I get out the hole. Turns out dude's a blood. I'm walking down a corridor to go to the vault to get my property. His brother steals on me. I beat his brother's ass in a corridor. But I didn't get to go get my property. I went back to the hole. Even put me in the same cell. And since it was in a corridor outside, it's considered chow hall area. I do another 45 days. So, like, my first 100 days, 90 of it was in a hole. Right? And I don't know about anybody else, but the thought in my mind was, I'm going to do everything I can to stay alive. And I'm not saying that as a figurative speech. Right. I'm saying that as I've fought motherfuckers that has a knife in their hands. I've been in circles where motherfuckers will lunge and stab the dude next to me. Yeah. I've been in riots where people have lost their life. People have lost their teeth. I got slammed on my neck. You know what I mean? Like where they brought the whole squad team in with the shock shield to, man, like, shit, dude, like, I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna go in here and swing and just hope for the best outcome, to motherfuckers tapping me on the shoulder like, Ronnie, but bring your A game, middle handball court. I got $75 on you store day. I need you to win. And all the homies and everybody around, like, they bet on that shit.
Now where were we at, Lebanon?
Yeah, Lebanon. Not when I was doing that. That took a few years. It took about 7 years. But now it's like 10 years later. towards the end of my bid, I've done advanced from pull-ups to pulling the bar to me. The right thing is if you know the next person, I don't give a fuck if it's woman, man, child, baby, adult, whatever. You see him in distress, you know you can help.
Yeah.
You see him being bullied.
Yeah.
Man, and there ain't nobody else around. That means there ain't nobody else around. It's on you.
Yeah.
It's on you to step up.
This is I know to be true. The only way that other men stay in line is other men keep them there. The police always get called after the fact. It's up to males to check other males when they see that shit.
And guys have gotten off track with this. Like, if I call myself your friend, if I call myself your brother, and I see you lacking, I'm in the wrong for not saying nothing. But most guys take it like, man, you ain't gonna talk to me like that. You ain't gonna talk to me like I'm a bitch. You ain't talk to me less. No, but if Krugs was like, hey, Lil Ronnie brand, like, you're getting reckless, like you're starting to put too much heat on yourself, and you're too old to be riding around doing this stupid shit. Like, I'm like, man, I appreciate you, man. That shows concern, and then like, man, I wish you to never have to experience these situations. I wish you to never have to, and I wish the next man, and I don't believe people deserve to see shit like that or even have to experience shit like that. But I personally can say that I fought for my manhood. Do you know how that feels? I've been short-term sellies, real short-term, with guys who have victimized children on a school bus. Has a career. He has 106 fucking victims. You know what? That's 106 lives he's altered. That's 106 innocents he has taken, and they give him 10, 15 years.
If they even check in, it's still no good. You know what I'm saying? That's
no good. Yeah. They come back out the hole, they got to pay again. But the most dangerous people in the penitentiary are the COs, correctional officers. You know why? Because if they don't like you and they don't want you there, good riddance, buddy, because they can have any convict, inmate, whatever you want to call it, state prisoner, whatever you want to call it, whatever label you choose, they can have any one of them approach them anytime, say, hey, I don't want him in my block, man, get rid of him. Yeah. And then you're looking at it as, okay, man, fuck that cop, da-da-da-da. No, it ain't fuck that cop. It's respect his block, because he runs that block, and if he runs a good block, he don't give you a hard time. Then respect that man, because, like, he's got all the power and control to fuck your life up, right?
Did you do any drugs in there?
Fuck yeah, buddy. If you can do 13 years sober, you was more crazy going in than you came out. My buddy introduced me to strips, the boxing strips. I mean, like, man, we was in there doing this. We break a strip down put it straight to the tear duct. Hey, I was stripped out in there. I was out on the yard. I did 1,000 push-ups and I think like 400 pull-ups. Yeah, on the yard when there was snow on the ground that would cover your shoes. No shirt on. Out there in some shorts.
Was there any drugs involved back then as coming up there as a youngin' before going to that youth adjustment camp? You know what I'm saying? Was there
like
drugs
on the streets beforehand? Yeah. Shit, I was snorting so many Vike ESs that I would puke.
Was that coming out of the household?
No, that was my so-called big brother. Like, I speak loud, clearly, and directly to this man. If he ever does see this, like, when we see each other, we're gonna clear the air. I'm gonna break his jaw unless he can stop me. For sure, because like he's done put money on my head, all this, that, and the fourth, because like drugs.
What, in there?
No, out here. This is.
You had a girlfriend or anything like that before?
Yeah,
you got
I had.
You was in ninth grade.
No, I had a couple juvenile girlfriends, like, you know what I mean. Like I had fucked 4 times before I went to the joint. Yeah. But it was like this. It was like my age. Yeah. Preteen, whatever, like mid-teen, whatever. Put this into perspective. Like, has anybody ever thought? I come home at 29, the age 29 in year 2020, right? And the first bitch I fucked was the first adult interaction I've had with on that level, right? So they handed me a cigarette, and the cigarette looks over. We call them tailor-mades in a joint. A real cigarette in a joint, a whole cigarette would be $25, but you never see them in actual like form of a cigarette. And like I got to my mom's house and I seen this little trailer on the corner, and I'm like, this ain't too bad of a spot. I go in and she's got this little bitty one chihuahua, and everything's neat and nice, and but it looks so small. Like, it looks like everything's so small, but it looks unreal because there ain't no concrete, there ain't no steel, we got leather couches, we got ceramic tables, we got.
So, all right, so during our time there, we're doing that. Anything you trick off any time in there? You think?
So just like kind of recapping back to the point where I said, have you ever, or do you know what it feels like to fight for your manhood? I do. You know, we call him booty bandits is what we call him.
Yeah.
So that's what we'll call him. Probably like 2 days after my 20th birthday, right? In Lebanon. And I noticed this old black dude was following me around. He's got a history, a known reputation for gay dudes and trying to prey on them and like kind of rope them in, or even in 2 situations, he's forced himself on somebody. So he's got 2 prison on his record. So I'm standing at the shower, and we got what you call a buddy system. It ain't about being a hoe. It ain't about being. You can be the most powerful, respected, dangerous man in the joint. I bet you he's got his homie standing with him at the shower, because it's 3 shower heads, and it's 3 in, 3 out. Your asshole naked, elbow to elbow.
Yeah, man.
One rule: don't look down, bro. Yeah. Motherfuckers in there carrying full-fledged conversations. You know what I mean?
That's the hole where they pray.
Yeah, absolutely. That is the most dangerous area in the prison
You're
system.
at the most vulnerable spot you could ever be.
Yeah, you're butt naked around a bunch of dudes that are in here for serious capital offenses, murders, robberies, kidnappings, tortures, all that. You name it. Right? So you got a homie with you.
Yeah.
So okay. So with that being said, now in prison, strings are attached to everything. Don't give a fuck what it is. The politics are different. So you have to always maintain and reinforce if not your prey. We are going to prey on you, and we're going to find weakness. And if we can find weakness, any type of crack, then you can be eliminated. So guess what? We need your money.
Yeah.
We need you to
exploit the shit out of it.
Yeah, every bit of it. If not, then just pack it up. You must want to go live somewhere else. I'm like, okay, man, he spoke it into existence. All right, now I got to do something. So they got a back corridor and a front corridor, steps, staircases. Inmates, convicts, etc., whatever, don't use the back stairwell. Only COs do when they do their key round. When they check the cells and look at all the cells, at the end of the range, they key a box. And it lights up red, and it sends it to central office saying that they made a round, everybody's alive, everybody's healthy, whatever, well-being, right? Well, I said, okay, so once the CO does the round, if I run up the back steps, he comes up the steps after me, then it's sure thing. He's following me. He's trying to wait for an opportunity, right? But if I time it right, by time the CO hits the second landing and I shoot up to 3, I'll make it up to 3 behind the stairwell before he wraps around and sees me. So will dude. When I hit him, when he starts walking back down from 3 to 2 to 1, if he goes down the steps, the CO will miss it. If I got my homie on 3 looking down at me and I'm on 2, when he puts his thumb up, I ain't got to look around the wall to hit dude. I just know, do it. It's going to time right. It's going to smack him. We're going to, you know what I mean? We're going to,
there's a lot.
we're going to accomplish our goal. So we think of this all in 15 minutes, and I'm like, man, I really want to get away with this, because that's a felonious assault. That's a manufacturing of a weapon. That's a lot of time. But at the same time, if I don't, this dude might catch me slipping. And you know what I mean, realistically, you can say, you can be as macho as you want,
right? No doubt.
But if a motherfucker pulls up to you and puts a piece of steel to your side and says, hey, guess what, man? 9.5, 10 times out of 10, we'll say 10 times, 9.5. Very unusual. Will a dude say, no. You're going to feel that point, and you're going to understand that he ain't fucking playing with you. Or maybe you might have 3 homies with him, and you're going to tell me you're going to whoop 4 dudes. So the best thing to do is don't put yourself in that situation for that possibility outcome to ever happen. Just so happened, we'll sum that up. The black dude, I smacked him twice with a lock on a belt and split him open. I went to RIB, and I said, look, man, I'm not going to say anything other than the look in his eye said I had to react appropriately, or there was going to be a specific outcome that I didn't want. So do what you got to do. You be in my shoes. Tell me, what would you do? You're 19, 20, 21 years old. This man is trying to and he might accomplish it if you don't react.
How old was he?
The old man, probably 50, 60. I swung that lock and I smacked him in his forehead, and he fell back down the steps, and he was barely knocked out. Now, I had enough time to go to one of my homies' cell, wash the fucking lock off real good, and in Lebanon, they got the paint, the glass windows, but they're in the little square sections, and it's got the steel frame. I stood by the door and I launched this lock outside the prison system. I got it over the fence though, you know what I mean, through the window, right? And then the belt, I flushed down the toilet. Washed my hands real quick. Man, if they come in a cell and they don't see blood, they ain't doing no investigation. I've been in a room where there was 10 of us. We was conversating and politicking about money, territory, and so like, and then one of the dudes that we were talking to, this dude didn't have no rhyme, no reason, no nothing. Nobody had any type of sign of this was going to happen or any type of forewarning, anything. Dude just spazzed out and he was like, fuck it, took it. This is how I like to do things. And stabs him in the neck. And my homie laid there on the floor and bled out. Died in the gymnasium at a fucking prison. If I don't see something coming and I'm just like, and you don't have no reason to believe that I'm capable, or if I even would, and I'm just like, fuck it. Man, I'm not going to sit here and lie. Like, I wouldn't have been no better. He would have got me, right? Oh, well. I've been in situations where a 37-man riot fight breaks out, and dude I had some beef with a couple of days before. Like, I actually fist fought him, but like a couple of days go by and a riot breaks out and I'm stuck on it. And they say in prison, if you're involved in a riot, then you're involved in a riot. If you ain't involved, go to the nearest wall, put your back to the wall, put your hands above your head and interlace your fingers. So like, it ain't deemed weakness or nothing. It's like, shit, there's 40 motherfuckers fighting. God knows what they're going to charge them with. God knows what they're going to do with him. Some of these dudes they're going to cuff up and take them back to the infirmary and beat till they're black and blue. Some might die behind this at the CO's hands. You know what I mean? Like, so if it's unnecessary for me to be involved in this and I could clearly just, you know what I mean, separate myself from it, then do that. Well, dude, I had fought a couple days prior to, like, he's walking towards me and he said, oh yeah, he looked at me, he said, oh yeah, but you seen that look on his face, like, yeah, bitch, I got you now, but he had a piece of glass in his hand. Well, he underestimated the situation, because I don't care what prison I'm in, who I'm around, I ain't walking out my cell without a piece of steel. So, like, I don't even fuck if I'm going to the library, I got a piece of steel in my waistband. You never know what's going to pop off, and I know as far as me, I've done fought with the Bloods, done called the whole group of ABs bitches and bottom feeders, but like, that's a whole nother story. And then like, he just went to the infirmary and healed up, and they did an investigation on him, and like, they asked me some more questions, like, hey, do you want to do this, that, and the other? And fuck no, I don't want to do no rape. Can't touch me. Where? Get away from me, dude. Well, you're saying like, oh, we want to protect you from what is about to happen. If I want to
say something about it,
no. He said that on the way down the steps, he had shoulder bumped me real hard, and he said it was my fault to say excuse me, and he was trying to give me guidance, and I spazzed out on him.
Did you ever see him after the incident?
No, never, not no more. But like, fuck no, he's chasing little white boys around the joint, probably still to today. He's probably dead by now, honestly. You get a reputation, like, don't sneak thief in there. Thieving and taking is something different. If I say I don't like your charge, I feel like you're a bitch, and I want your TV, you willing to fight me for it? And a guy is willing to fight me for it, and he holds his own, but we're going to leave him alone because he proved his art. Like, he's going to fight for pushover, right? Now, if I see a guy that won't, I got me a new duck. Right. Nah, you usually, like, get a good read on the person before you attempt it. Like, it ain't so much as picking shots, or, like, it's like, you don't really try to do that to a guy that's in there for, like, a average crime or whatever, right? But, like, people show honor, and, like, nothing but sex offenders. That's it. I don't care if you checked in from the next joint. Only if you victimized, took the innocence, or betrayed your fucking obligation as a human being. We are put here to look over the youth, the adolescent, the elderly, the weak, the handicapped, the incapable, right? So,
right, like, well said.
And because I'm like this, I first 4 or 5 years, motherfucker would be like, what's up with you? Are you trying to... And they make a sexual advance at me, I'd spaz out, I'd bug all the way out, and I'd go to extremes, I'd crash out on them. So I stopped viewing or holding that as an image, like when gay guys would be like, I'm like, hey bro, watch your mouth, I don't roll like that. I told you, motherfuckers was betting on me to win fights, like, and they knew me for this. I was known for crashing out. Right here is the number one principle that got me through my whole bit. In every cell, and that was a lot of them, I went in, they give you that little mirror on the wall. I wrote the first letter of every word, and I stood by it. Wouldn't let it. I wouldn't bend it. I wouldn't make no exceptions. I will not accept any form of disrespect. Ignorance is not an excuse. I am that motherfucker. Hey, every day I wake up and brush my teeth, I read it off.
Out of all the big cities in Ohio, and you're in the major prisons, what would you say the ratio? Where's the most motherfuckers come from?
Cincinnati.
Pretty much rule.
Cincinnati is fucking, dude, heartless felons. Most of them are GDs and Crip.
Yeah.
And they stand together. They motherfucking, they make the highest bets.
Yeah.
They pay the biggest bets anyway. Like my fucking relationship with my mother. And I'm a mama's boy. Look at my chest. What's that say? Mama's boy, right?
Yeah.
With her initials. I'm a mama's boy, right? Respect that shit, man.
Well,
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Like don't. I'm not asking for a praise or none of that. I'm just saying, like,
You come to Maysville when you guys joined 2020.
in 2020, right? So and I live with my mama, and starting out, I had all the drive, determination in the world. I was going to do online classes. I was going to go to college, this, that, and the fourth, because like one of my hustles, and this is a proud hustle. This is a motherfucker chat up. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not making any exceptions. For 10 years, I didn't eat a piece of bread, a grain of rice, a potato, nothing. No simple carbs whatsoever. I ate green beans off my tray, fruit off my tray, meat off my tray, and then whatever little like peanuts or fruit snacks or whatever that I got from the commissary for 10 years straight. I'd say probably like 2 months worth of that whole 13 years that my schedule got knocked out of whack and I missed a day off the workout. But like I had all the types of guys in the fucking prison system come to me, and I would literally put them a 7-day-a-week workout regimen.
Oh.
Sets, time periods.
Yeah.
What style workout, however. And guys would pay me for this shit because I was so good at it. Like, so I ate my pounds and grams per day, every day, in protein. Plus an additional 22 after every workout. So that's a lot of money,
pounds
dude.
and grams in protein.
Yeah. On your workout, if you want to gain mass, you want to at least ingest a gram per pound of your body weight. So if I weighed 160, I want to eat 160 grams, or at least half of that if I want to gain, if I want to start adding to muscle. If not, you're just going to maintain and you're going to dense up.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll get a little bit bigger, but not much.
That's
I want to be like average size and capable of whatever.
Fighting weight.
Like,
Yeah.
Hey, and occasional ice cream, like, because I had a cheat day. Like, for 10 years, I worked out 6 days a week, 3 hours a day. I completed a marathon in under 4 hours. I qualified for the Boston. I ran a marathon. That's 26.2 miles. I could jump up. I'd do 30 pull-ups. I'd touch my chest to the bar, come all the way down, go all the way up, and do 30 of those. Jump down and count to 45. Jump up and do 30 chin-ups. Jump down, count to 45, and do 200 push-ups. And then run 5 miles with no stop. Like, I could sprint a 5:37 mile. I run a mile in 5:37. No, this is for facts. This is not allegedly what I'm about to tell you. So, good conversation starter. Some people get tattoos in a joint, right? Well, one year, dude came from Noble, and he was talking about getting a domino. And I'm like, what the fuck is a domino, dog? And he's like, you put a domino. You shape a domino down to a certain shape, and you insert it in the foreskin of your... So, like, really, all I got to do is be like, hey, what's up? You know what a domino is? And although that's, like, straightforward or like...
Okay, hold up. All right.
What you say? Well, hey, look. So you'll hear. It's a penis implant, right?
Right.
It's a.
But it's a domino.
It's a domino. Yeah. Buddy, yeah, I have this. So like, just so happened the one I chose out the motherfucking set of dominoes is the blank 4. Most of these dudes know this because they see my name in their girlfriend's messenger or something.
So, okay. So the domino is a full...
Hell no.
It's just...
You break it in half, like the white, regular, basic ones.
Uh-huh.
You break one in half.
So you just got the blank side?
Yeah. No. I got the blank side, sand it and shape down to a rhombus. Because, like, it's under the skin.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's...
Yeah. They love it, son. Tell me, like, hey, so what? We've moved on, like... they don't even get off the same way, like...
Fuck yes.
Listen, I promise you, hands down,
when you...
2012. Yep, November 22nd of 2012.
And that's
And I'm only one of 3 that it didn't get infected. Most dudes got infected, and
What about
it's on the top of the shaft under the force cell,
I would fail.
right in the middle.
It'd be over.
No. Some people got infected, had to go to fucking outside hospital and get shit removed and shit. And I'm like, oh my god. But like, I had a homie in the infirmary. I got him to get me 500 alcohol pads, Lice and MRSA shampoo, all of the whole 9 yards.
And this process was done by you personally?
Fuck yeah, I ain't gonna let nobody touch my
Right.
Hey, my homie Bo, Philip Measures is his real name. My homie Bo sat at the door in 6'5" for the cop and handed me a sewing needle. But he didn't see nothing, no, nothing like that.
Yeah.
He did. He was like, man, I almost had to catch you because, like, once you make the cut, it ain't the pain. There's no pain to it whatsoever. It's the actual realization of that's a very, very important member in our life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like my knees got weak. I was like, and turned pale white. And he's like, bro, you good? I'm like, fuck, no, I'm not good, but I gotta finish it because I didn't just cut my dick open for nothing.
Yeah.
But like, I did it and it healed fine. And
Yeah. You a fucking cowboy, man.
yeah.
That was your youngest brother that you lost.
Yeah, he got in a car wreck.
Baby
But my
brother.
baby brother was
Yeah.
15 years old. He died in 2020. That was it. He was 2 and I was 16. And then by the time I come home in 2020, he was 15. He was just stepping out of a DYS institution, and I was coming home from prison. I come home October 14th. He come home October 16th. And from about the last 5 years of my bit, I'd say 5, maybe 4.5, right? This little dude had wrote me a paper letter every week, faithfully, man. I'm talking about didn't miss one. First time I met my 7-year-old and my 9-year-old niece was at my 15-year-old brother's funeral.
The records went from this way.
I stood up to go be a pallbearer, and these 2 little girls ran up and was like, wait, he needs flowers. And I was like, huh? What? Whose kids were them?
Did you have time with him?
15 minutes, man. I can show you the picture. That big blew up picture
Yeah.
was me and him standing in my living room. He made his mom drive him to Maysville from Hamilton at midnight. They rode up here. He came in, we talked, we hugged, and we took a couple pictures. He left my house, and 2 nights later, he was dead.
When your brother died, how did it affect y'all?
Me, it crushed me. Like,
What was,
Like any of
what
it,
was your
right?
brother's full name?
Benjamin Wayne Maiden, born 4/20/05, buddy. American High Day. He was born on 4/20. Me and my brother and my dad and him was supposed to go fishing, and it would have been the first time in life, and like physically, we'd all been in the same right there.
You never
at
got
the same
that?
time. Yeah, at his funeral. Yeah, we was all there at his funeral. It's a shitty situation.
Brother was 15. You
I
got
lost.
15. Do you believe in God? Do you believe
I
that
don't
there's...
believe in God or I don't not believe in God. I believe in energy. I believe in spirits. I believe in the past. I believe in history. I believe in whatever that is that you look up to that
Your mom.
creates it possible
Yeah.
for you to do that, whether it be Christianity, whether it be Judaism, whether it be you're just an atheist, whether it be your witchcraft, whether you believe in stardust and chemicals and peace, civilization. We wanna overindulge. We wanna cheat the system. We wanna fucking.
Do you expect to have kids?
My biggest dream in life, okay, so yeah, I wanted to be a firefighter just like any other kid. That's real life shit, though. I really did want to be a firefighter. Once I seen that was kind of like unrealistic expectation.
Where would you like to see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I would like to see myself out of
Ideally.
all.
Ideally, where you
okay,
would
so all
wanna
my
be.
legal problems gone. Me and my mama back on good terms. I want to get back to humble. I want to get back to stress free. Like
I believe you
casual,
are
like-
humble. I just think that the
I
social
will.
interactions and the social anxieties
So-
can be crippling to anybody. Like
This
going into a
is-
situation.
I
No, you-
regulate sanity by morals and principles. So every time you break one of your personal, deep, committed morals or your super instilled principles, you lose a bit of your sanity. You have nothing else to fight for, to hang on to. When you break another one, you lose a little more. When you have no morals and you have no reason and you have no principles, then you have no existence. You have no purpose. You have no.
That's why I
fucking-
ask about God, because
You know what I
really
mean? Like-
usually
like, so,
God,
like-
God and believing in something of that sort, that higher power is the center of how we know what's right, wrong, and how we know we're doing
So personally,
justice to the
personally, I'm a very humane person. I love everybody as a whole because I naturally just want to see everybody be happy and be cool and be like comfortable, right?
Do you
so
believe
don't
karma's
judge
real?
you. Karma is absolutely real. It's like this: you get in what you put in, then eventually that's going to get done to me because one day, sometime, a motherfucker is going to run into a person just like I am. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. My biggest want in life, man, if I could just find a good girl that's got common interests, good head on her shoulders, like just kind of like average type of like intelligent type of chick, and we could have a couple kids and do our best to afford a picket fence and you know what I mean, and maintain and just verge of breaking right now. Got a lot of shit going on.
I know
where I
want
to be is I want my mama to be comfortable, stress free, and know that when she passes away and goes to her final place or whatever it may be, her son ain't out here risking his life, sticking a needle in his arm every day, every night, bound to get something different that's going to OD him or.
That's why I was touching on to say about God or your higher power, because these problems that we speak of, I feel, are spiritual problems. You know, there's nurture and nature, and there's all these things, and there's genetics. But however, the spiritual side, that's why the war on drugs will never work, because policing human bodies is not the answer.
Just lead as an example. Like you know what's right, you know what's wrong, you know what needs to be fixed, you know what you can't change, you know what you can change. You know who you love, so show them you love them.
We know that substances and abuse of those things, they compound these problems, right?
Look, I honestly can't tell you that I believe I can live sober. I don't think I can, because the sober I get, the more demons I get. Like the reminders, the reasons they say, man, the clearer. But I'm trying to explain to these people, the clearer. I remember the shit that makes me want to do it in the first place, like having to sit in a 4-man cell at Warren and watch my bunkie by my other 2 bunkies for 45 minutes. And the batteries in my fucking Walkman go dead, and I have to hear that for 30 minutes. And then when they pop the door, I gotta get up and try my damnedest not to see this curled up in a ball in his bunk. I listened for that. From me to you for 45 minutes.
Yeah, and
do you know the sounds like that? I'm 33 years old. That happened when I was 21 years old on 21 and Underwall, and I could probably tell you exactly how them screaming. Exactly. Okay, so I've had to stab motherfuckers during riots to save my own life. I've had to hit people with locks to fight for my manhood. I've had to get jumped 6-7 times because I was going to prove to you and like reinforce, like, you're not going to take from me. Nothing of mine belongs to you.
What do you see in the mirror when you look in the mirror, man? Because that mirror can be hard on.
But I see a guy that knows and got to keep it real with himself. He could have done better. He wasted his potential. He done some things that he knew wasn't right. So he knows that he's got to live with those consequences. But at the same time, some things he don't deserve the consequences for, and some things he wish he could get back. But at the same time, a lot of times I wish things would go faster. Like get this shit over with. Like, fuck it. Me myself, I did 13 years in a joint. I grew up in the hood. I ain't never snitched on nobody, and I've always took the punches, and if I've done the crime, I'll do the time. Like, I want to express to people, don't hate the law enforcement. Don't hate the justice system. They are here to protect your loved ones. They're here to protect you. They serve a good purpose. We shouldn't hate them. We shouldn't dislike them for their job or their viewpoints. I've dusted this whole fucking police force of Maysville. Don't like me, bro. The first time I got caught, they had my hands on the hood. He got a call on his radio. He turned his neck, and I scoop.
Yeah.
He made it like 10 feet. I looked back, and he's like, started shaking his head. Like, you seen me on Buckner when I jumped off a fucking porch and jumped the fence and took off down the gravel fucking parking lot. That motherfucker was like, or listen, you call me Baby Ronnie, Shorty, whatever. It's better than a Maiden.
Yeah.
A Cell 10.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, or a white boy.
Yeah. All right, in closing right here, do you have a social media you want to shout out?
I got a
Anybody
social media. It's the one where I got a hat on and it says "fuck life," whatever. I'm okay with being. No, I was gonna say I'm okay with being a sneaky link. I gotta get down with that. And no. I'm gonna end it with this. If you feel like I've done something wrong, or or unacceptable, or you've heard, or someone's told you something bad about me, man, or you're looking at this video one day and you're watching it and you're thinking there's any reason, then it ain't a big town, man. Come find me. Come find me and get it off your chest. Shout out to Angie Jen. I'm sorry, so sorry for saying what I said about that. I love you. I love your daddy. He was a good man, and I shouldn't have said that shit. I'm sorry. From the bottom of my heart. There it is.
That's what I do. You know what I'm saying?
Heart. Hey.
Yeah, man.
You whip up my appetite. That's right.